Alright guys, g'day, it's Atron. Legends. So we're just doing an IS2 run, just seeing some couple of viable methods. Now I used to do this setup in War God 4, Wretched George 4, where we did split bases. Now it's not perfect, we've simply just translated our IS1 setup into IS2. I have put them this side of like close together, so at least the towers can still affect some people. I have taken away my Skelly. I was using him before because he's just offering, like every time he shoots out, their Skellies would shoot back. Alright, so we survived that initial wave, which is good. I also do have a theory about, I'm not sure it'll work, but dropping PDs, like there's 4 PDs, right? So dropping maybe just to 2, and then offering, and then putting mics into the other one. Now that demon is definitely getting hit by scatter, so scatter is still super important. But that's the issue. We've got those skellies, like if they're getting hit by, oh that's nice, so that demon got procced there. Now that thing's getting, and this is why I think the stun, I'm not sure if dinos can get stunned, so why I think stun towers, but having at least an arrow tower in there somewhere just to stay alive. But if you get this demon proc over here, right, and he just destroys all the base, that's fine because you've still got the other one over here. So, that's nice, and it does offer you a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more security, a little bit more of an insurance policy, I say, because if you're all together like you are in IS1, or like this, let's just say you're doing a 3-man at the top and you've got a 3-man split and like 1 down the bottom here. That's going to be offering, and that's going to be doing some harm to the whole base, because you get that demon proc, it's pretty large, right? That demon will hit, you know, at least all of the walls and buildings over here. And this dino was just not dying, hey. So the thing about the GS was still over there, so it looks like we're gonna go through this with not too much hassle. Makes me think that Val is probably less necessary. Maybe put a mic in instead of Val, because like I don't have a Val on this left side and we still passed that just fine. So I mean that's really nice being able to do that, but the key thing is it consistent? This is, don't copy exactly what it is, because there's still some tweaking I'll definitely need to do to make this work, but let's just call this a potential IS2 setup. The other IS2 setup I want to try is 3-man up here and then 1-man down there. So, or like, you know, away somewhere else. So that's the other idea. When you do have these split bases, it looks like the towers, you know, in IS1 I definitely said no, have arrow towers over magic towers, because they'll last longer. Like even in my setup here with this arrow tower, I've got it at 6, so I disregarded the greens because they only offer range, and I put it in, you know, an extra blue, so I have 2 level 5 blues, and that makes a 6. In IS1 that's great, and IS1 that is great, sorry, because, you know, it's more health on the towers. If that demon comes in and for some reason you get an unlucky proc, it all works out. So, I mean, not consistent, but definitely method to get something done, and offers an insurance policy, which, to get this split. I have my doubts about Val, because she got raped. Just so easy, just got wrecked there. But the thing is, like, everyone's going to one side, which is fine, and they're getting destroyed over there. This doesn't look like it's going to work, but so long as the PDs are available, it does able to stack up. And once you've got those GS running, a little bit, all right. So that's nice. That debuff from the Arctica. All right, so I mean, it looks really scary at the start. Like, I was, you know, looking at this team, I don't know whose team that is. It's the Val team, so that's why I'm like, oh, Val's on the edge. Also, the positioning of all the heroes here, guys, not ideal. Like, don't listen to me on that. I'm just, as I said, I've only transferred my IS1 setup and just put them in different positions in this IS2 setup. See, right there, that demon procs, we dead. We super dead. Now, I've got Arc there, but honestly, I think I'll probably change that back to Molt, because, Molt's proc lasts for 6 seconds, whereas Arctica's only lasts for, you know, the couple of seconds of freeze. So movement speed and other speed, which is super important. All right, so let's just do that. We'll change that real quick. And it was skill 10, but I just thought the debuff would be a little bit better. So we'll switch it over just for this run. I'm not sure, like if maybe Molt might have been able to handle that all by herself. So no, we don't want to create IS1. We'll go IS2 again. But yeah, as just, I don't know. I'm only putting this out. I'll try, and it's not a something to follow, definitely not, but it is something that you might want to take away as far as positioning and as far as that insurance policy methodology goes. Like, I'll be having a chat to my buds in this crew and trying to figure out what's the best one. But as you can see here, like normally you've got scatter on the end, you've got scatter, like on every corner there's scatter, and that's the most important part, because if they target that person and it comes down to a 1v1, you want at least, you know, those scatter heroes to be offering some effect. It's hard because PK is the only one that that offers scatter, like globally kind of thing. I mean, I was thinking about changing PKs to rock nose, to be honest, like that Val down there. Like, probably the wrong positioning. Like, as I said, we're just trying to do some trial runs, see if it's going to work out. This starting is always super sucky because they've got GSs as well. They've also got mics procking off straight away. Like, you know, it's not, you know, got to get a back spawn. You really need some damage, some attack speed, some damage at the start. And what I think Mike is going to be able to do, especially if they're all fight Vite, just changing two of the PDs maybe, or at least maybe one of the PDs to a mic instead, or, you know, maybe all of them. You know, is that going to offer enough attack speed, enough scatter over the period or over the course to have that effective? Is the other theory lingering in my mind. So do we get rid of PDs altogether and we add mics? I mean, you think about it. 4 mics, 4 times 60% power boost and whatever the attack speed is, over that initial weight. It doesn't buff you, of course. It doesn't like make you more alive or more survivability, but, you know, it will offer PK, especially like those, if anything back spawns and he's got a mic, he's doing more damage, he's hitting faster, he's going to offer some more scatter globally for those targets that aren't quite there. So I am contemplating trying to talk to everyone about that and seeing how effective Mike is going to be over PD. It's a theory I'm definitely thinking is more viable as we come up to these like heavy damaging people, heavy damaging heroes and modes. Like, you look at AG, for example. And, alright, so we've got a good run here, right? We've got a good run. Not consistent. You know, you got the Demo, he's going to wreck you. But if you've got one demon going and you get, like, some lucky spawns, PD... This is where PD, obviously, is much better than Mike. Because he'll just offer, the super stacks. So... But yeah, man, those skellies suck. Like, they super suck. And... my team, I'm fairly beast over there, but I can't deal with like that amount of like that many targets. So, you know, my GS is still roaring, but, you know, Skelly, yeah, dead, all dead. So hard to say, guys. The other theory I'm tossing up between is using Corrode or at least Rockno maybe in place of PK. Or in place of another hero. So another hero to offer that, you know, energy reduction. So anyway, take away what you will with that, guys. I just wanted to make this and as a theory. It did work in, I don't know, what do we get, 2 runs maybe, but obviously IS2 is not farmable, is not consistent. We that same setup in that square works just fine in IS1. So I'm going to end the video. I'll invite everyone to this, but I'll end the video after this. But I'll just show you exactly how we set up IS1 and what I've done in IS2 and why it looks the way it does. So this is the way we would set up in IS1. Pretty standard sort of setup in this. You know, you've got scatter on all the outside. We run one Val, that's it. And obviously in this square setup, Val's great, but in IS2, not so much. But yeah, take what you will, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think. Any methods or strategies, happy to hear them. Absolutely, just drop a comment. And happy days. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy.